Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the brand new Kidrobot Madballs vinyl mini series figures. In this video, we're going to be having a look at the entire case of blind box releases from the folks over at Kidrobot. Yes, all the Madballs are represented here from Hornhead all the way down to Swine Sucker. I love that name. There's also a mystery Madball. I don't know if our chances are good to actually get the mystery, as in even some of the ones like ARG is 1 out of 40. So I don't know, could be a little harder. But we're going to get these opened up nonetheless. This would be a nice long video, so if you guys want to grab a cup of coffee or a cocoa, anything. Maybe some orange juice. Maybe you're getting more into the juicing. I just got myself a juicer, so I'm doing a lot of juicing. Some things juice better than others. Can't juice a banana. I found that out real fast. Spot, you tried to juice a banana? I did. I tried to juice a banana. Doesn't work, guys. You have to juice something that's capable of being juice, not just mush. Here's the box. This is what you're going to be looking at if you were to find these at your local comic book store, which is your best bet usually when finding Madball, or in this case, Kidrobot collectibles. The front of the box has Oculus Orbis as the go-to Madball, one of my personal favorites personally. And then the side of the box has characters such as Skullface, Slobulus, Wolf Breath, Bruise Brother, Hornhead, Dustbrain, Snakebait, and Fist Face. I love the name of that one. The other side, Oculus Orbis, Bashbrain, Screaming Mimi, Arg, Lock Lips, Swine Sucker, Freaky Fullback, and finally, question mark. No idea. On the underside, www.kidrobot.com. Head over there if you want to check out some cool collectible vinyl figures, vinyl blind boxes, and more. And also, this is recommended for ages 15 and up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open up the first box. I'm going to reach off camera to that commotion that was over there. I'm going to grab Hank, and we're going to go ahead and open up the very first box. Now, Spot also reviewed the keychain version of these Madballs too. When you have a chance, watch this video, and then go check out that keychain video of the Madballs from Kidrobot. Let me know what you think in that video as well. Needless to say, let's go ahead and open up the first box. Treated to some foil bagging. Would that thwart most? Perhaps. Would not thwart me. I cut, I pursue. We open it up, and the very first one we get... Oh, there's extra stuff in here too. Oh, there's stands! I didn't know there were stands. Did you know there were stands? I didn't know there were stands. The first one that we get... Oh, that's so cool. I thought actually that they would just simply float on their own. First one we got is Oculus Orbis. A personal favorite of mine, actually just case in point. You can see how it's a favorite of mine. The one that I have to the side, I'll just take off the styrofoam there, is the Oculus Orbis keychain, the one I just reviewed. I just reviewed this guy. And there's the size comparison between the vinyl version, the larger collectible, and the smaller keychain. All right, good size difference between the two. One suitable for holding, or suitable for being put on your keys. The other one being put on this really neat display stand that looks like just a big towering pile of slime. Ooh, I like towering piles of slime too. It actually, one thing it does do is it gets past the obvious problem with this being a circular sphere collectible. You put it down on anything, it's just going to continue to roll. Or if you put it up on a slopey ledge, I don't know why you would do that, it would just roll down there. I'd probably hit something else, like my camera. Oh, isn't that funny? I hit my camera. It would hit something else, knock that over like a ruler. That would pull some strings, hit some bells, and before you know it, it would slice a piece of cheese. You ever watch those contraptions? They're remarkable things. Let's open up box number 2. Try not to bang the camera this time. Also, let me know down below your favorite Madball design. I gave it some thought. I think my favorites are Skullface. Let me just point them down here. Skullface. And I really like Screaming Mimi. That's kind of like the go-to for many people for Madballs. Oculus Orbis. And I really like Swine Sucker. I think those are my top faves. The next one we have is, let's get this opened up. Next one we have is, I don't really need that display stand, but I'm just taking it out nonetheless, is Screaming Mimi. Whenever I see Screaming Mimi, it reminds me of that Looney Tunes cartoon where I think Bugs Bunny is at the bat and he hits the ball and the ball goes across the screen. Although this one's sticking out his tongue, he's got really nice paintwork on him. Beautiful, beautiful looking representation here of Screaming Mimi. And of course the stand is provided. I mean, it's nice, it's curved enough that it sits on there. It doesn't really move too much on you. Screaming Mimi. Also a favorite to a reviewer out there, the Border Geek. I mentioned this before on the keychain unboxing. Go check out the Border Geek. He's Canadian. Gotta keep Canadian spirit alive with the reviewing forums here on YouTube. The Border Geek. Cool guy. Let's open up the next box and see what we got. So far, I do love these. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Let's see what the next one we got is. Once again, the stand. The stand isn't different. It looks like the exact same colored stand from one to the other, but that's perfectly fine. Being especially the fact that the stand is what looks to be just a big mound of slime. There's a close-up look at it. Somewhat translucent on the underside. It looks like it wants to be a suction cup, but it's not a suction cup, but it looks like it wants to be a suction cup. The next one that we have is Bruise Brother. The Bruise Brother. Somebody might have also potentially asked me, are these squishy? To the person that may potentially ask me that, they're not squishy. They're just a hard plastic. Again, very, very cool paint on these. I feel as if Bruise Brother, and this, I'm saying this without really fully documenting this, looking into it, but I feel like Bruise Brother was not one of the originals. I think he might have been like when they brought back Madballs, I think Bruise Brother was one of them, but I don't think he's part of the originals. I mean, I could try to chime off who I think were part of the originals. I feel like it was like Skullface, Slobulus, Dustbrain. See, now the pressure's on. Now I've made myself available to guess these. Hornhead, I think, was one of them. I know Screaming Mimi and I think Oculus Orbis was one of them. I don't think Freaky Fullback or Lock Lips. It might have been. I don't know. But we'll open up the next box. 3 down. How many, by the way, are in the set? Asks Thomas. Thanks for asking, Tom. You'd be looking at 4 up, and you'd be looking at 5 across. That's 20. And if you look down below, of the 20 that we get in the set, we get 8 across, 8 down below. That's 16. It's not to say that we're going to get 16 all non-doubles, because if you look at Oculus Orbis, it's 2 out of 20. Let's see here. What's another 2 out of 20? Oh, Freaky Fullback, another 2 out of 20. So you're going to at least get some doubles going on in here. I don't think you're going to get the chances of getting a full set. While I dream of days like that, I don't think the chances are going to happen anytime soon. Next one, however, we did get is Hornhead. Hornhead. This really cool Cyclops with a big ring through his nose, big horn in the top of his head too. I mean, if not for the horn, his name really wouldn't be fitting of him. What's your name? Hornhead. Is that like a nickname? Because like you don't have a horn sticking out of your head. No, I know, people just like calling me that. Yeah, but I would question where they got the name from if you don't literally have a horn sticking out of your head. I don't know. It's just what they called me in college. Hornhead. Really, really cool though. Love the coloring on him. Kidrobot on the underside there. Tons of paint on all these Madballs. Again, I love the stands. The stands really are the sell for me. Not that the Madballs are not sells. Obviously, they're the big sells for me as well. But the base is really just a delicious fudge caramel sauce that's been added already to a delicious ice cream. Obviously, you're going there to eat the ice cream, unless you're just somebody that has a big bowl of fudge caramel sauce, fancy sauce. Madballs is obviously what gets you here. the icing on the cake is simply just the display stands. I think those are a nice little addition. Moving along, we also got ourselves yet another hornhead. His name's so nice, I said it twice. Hornhead, right there, another one. I'm not even gonna put the display stand out for him. Not to think, I don't want to be mean towards the clones out there, but I don't think personally it warrants a display stand. Spot, that's rather risque for you to say that. Controversial, some would also say. Hashtags, clones don't get stands. I'm going to make that into my internet campaign. Hashtag, clones get no stands. You can put that down below too, if you want. Clones get no stands. Not on this channel. Not ever. Not ever. Okay, maybe some of the minifigures from Lego have gotten those, but in the way of Madballs, no. We're stopping right there. We're going to stop right there. Clones, no clones get stands. Hashtag, no clones get stands. Okay, next one we have is Wolf Breath. He is not a clone. At least not yet he isn't. He's got some slime sticking out from the back of his head though. If you like werewolves, this one's perfect for you. I think Spot dated a few girls that look like, oh, I'm just kidding. But is he? No, I'm not going to be mean like that. Let's get the stand out. No clone here. This is an original, so he gets his stand like that. Hashtag clones get no stands. You get that on a t-shirt, I think. The next box, even though we're kind of just hand-picking, it doesn't seem like I'm really going through any sort of chain of command. I'm not going through lineups. I'm just like the guy that hand-picks people. Can you imagine if I worked as a cashier at some retail store and I'm ringing through people and I had the same mentality as what I'm doing here with the Madballs? I would basically say, sir, yeah, right over there. Yeah, the one, no, not you, not the one no, not the one at the front. No, not that one. Sir, right at the back. Number 7 in line. Your name? Henry. Henry, come on up. We're going to serve you next. Everybody else is just in shock. Is he doing that? Is he actually doing that? He's letting that guy, just random guy, come up and he's going to serve him? Yeah, I did. I'm going to do it again. Ma'am, you over there. You're pointing into the other line. I know, I'm pointing into the other line. You. Your name? Sorry? Shonda? Okay, Shonda, come on up. You're not even in my line, but I'm going to serve you next on this register. Oh, I almost opened that. Hashtag clones. No clones get stands. We have another Oculus Orbis looking super cool. Oculus Orbis. But he is a clone. He gets no stands. That would sound like a great marketing hashtag, Spot. It would. Hashtag clones get no stands. Let's open up the next one. Let's finish off this line because we've got irate customers. They're wondering why I just selected Henry. He selected this other girl over here. Doesn't even remember her name anymore. Shonda. She had like 3 shopping carts full of stuff. Who buys that much groceries in one go? She must have a ton of children. Or she just likes to stock up. Maybe she's one of those coupon people. You know, just has a big selection of coupons and ends up saving like her entire bill. I think she ends up paying like 47 cents. How's that possible? These people aren't normal. They're not normal. If you go your entire life collecting coupons and saving so that you can get $500 worth of groceries for 47 cents, I say to you, hoarder, you're not normal. You're not normal. But this one is normal in the sense that he's not a clone. This is Snake Bait. His name literally it lives up to his description. Snake Bait. I guess his face, he could have been called Snake Face or Snake Head or Snake Hair. Snake Hair would have worked also as well. I don't really assume that he's a bait. By his name, I suppose there is a little bit of gray to it, because if he was bait, these snakes weren't originally here. His head basically enticed them like a Pied Piper. What tune would you play to have snakes coming towards you? I feel like it would be something like, oh, I don't know, something from Slayer. I feel like that would bring on the snakes. Maybe he's a former member of Slayer. Snakebait. He brought the snakes came. Now he's like, oh, what am I going to do? I have all these snakes. I really wasn't planning this. You really should have planned this if you were going to be a baiting of a snake. A snake baiter, if you will. You should have had that. You should have had that planned out. You're only looking at all these snakes. You don't even see the tons of snakes over here just waiting in line to get on his head next. And he's like, hey, snake right over there. No, not the first three. The one in the fifth down. Your name? McCutcheons. That's a fantastic name for a snake. Come on. You're next on my head of snakes. Snake bait. I'm going to put him right over there. With a stand, I might add. Why? Because he's not a clone. The next one, we're going to open up. We're getting almost to the halfway mark. I don't know if that means anything to you. Maybe at the halfway mark, you go downstairs, you tell your mom or dad, or the coyotes that are raising you, I'm going to be another 5 minutes or so. Well, we know Spot's 5 minutes actually works out to be another 15 minutes. We're going to be doing this for a very long time. As we go through and continue to push through these, the next one that we have is Bash Brain. Yes, his brain has been, well, I don't know, I would challenge this one. Kind of like the keychains. His brain technically has not been bashed. It looks like his brain is still pretty much intact, although the rest of the head, quite bashed. Could have probably called this guy Skull Bash, or Bash, top of head, brain still good. That's a really long name to give to that Madball. There's the underside of it. Kind of looks like Krang, Krang's robot. Although Krang not living in the chest, it's living in the top of its head. He also has an earring as well, and pimples. I don't know why I feel the need to point that out. Pimples, earring. He would probably be a band member of something. This is kind of like what Axl Rose looked like before he lost all that weight and they did the reunion tour of Guns N' Roses. Spot, that is so mean. That is so mean. Well, kind of, little bit like Axl Rose. This is during those years that Axl really wasn't doing well with the band. Guns N' Roses, it was there in name only, as they would say. Only in name only. He had like Buckethead. Who's that guy? He's got like a bucket of chicken on his head. This is former letting himself go Axl Rose. Now he's got money because he's doing the Guns N' Roses tour. I wish I could have gone and saw that. It was in Toronto. Missed my chance. Spot, you live in Toronto? Actually, I live close to Toronto. Toronto, Ontario. Let's move on. So far, we've only got 2 clones, 2 doubles that aren't getting entertained with any sort of display stand whatsoever. I'm not going to do it. I'm not giving them a stand. Forget it. Let's see what we got for the next one. We got a stand. And we've got, another cool one here. This is Fist Face. Now, if you look at it, it could be fist eyeball, a severed bottom. Ooh, that's gross. That is really gross. I love this particular one. This was one of my new favorites. It's not part of the elite, right? Like the 4 that I mentioned before. Or maybe it was 5. Maybe I did mention this guy. I don't know. He really has a cool look to him. It's something I would imagine seeing in like the movie Labyrinth. David Bowie. Eyes down on David Bowie's crotch. It's ridiculous. A lot of concentrated effort, everybody looking down in his crotch when he's dancing around in those tight pants. David Bowie. Magic Dance, Magic Pants is what they should have called it. There is the Fist Face. This one's a little harder to kind of hold up because he doesn't have as much of a round bottom. As the others. I'm going to put him over there though. We got really a nice collection going on here. You can't even see it, but hopefully if you've been watching over the course of this entire video, which I think we're now getting into almost, what's Spot pointing at? Almost at the top there, I'm looking at 1925. Now keeping in mind as well, I add an intro, I add an outro, so the video will be longer than whatever I'm just telling you right now. I say 1934, it's 1936, 37, 38, 39, 40. We're not going to do that the entire review. Could you imagine if I did? I would imagine, and in Just Cause, I probably would get a lot of negatives for that one. A lot of thumbs down. I don't want to watch an entire video where this guy is just pointing at air. There's nothing even there. At least if you're going to be pointing at something in the top corner, at least put something there. Overlay some crap. Put something there, like a time. Maybe put fire around the time. But don't just point at a top corner thing where you can't see anything. I can see it. I can also tell you as well that this SD card right here, this SD card has 11 hours, 59 minutes left of time. It's also being recorded in HD time. It's so funny because I'm doing this. When I actually look at the video later, I'm editing it. I'm going to even ask myself, why did I do that? There's nothing in the corner there, but it's right there. I'm looking at it. It's like a ghost story. Did you see that over there? No, I didn't. What is it? Something's coming right at them and the other person doesn't even see it. Oh, that's just the worst. Anyways, we're getting off topic. I think we can all agree, all 7 of us, we're getting way off topic. The next one we have is Skullface. Skullface. I received a comment lately, one comment, just one. Somebody said, Spot, you talk a lot in videos. Yeah, yeah. I really do, yeah. You're new here. Welcome, come on in. It goes with the territory here on this channel. I really review the stuff that you're looking at, but I like to add extra things too. Extra things. Sure, you go to a steakhouse for steak, but I'm somebody that throws extra stuff on there as well. Mashed potatoes, you got that. Gravy, sure, absolutely. Crab legs, well, that'll cost you extra. Here we have Skullface, looking very Scully. Scully, wasn't he was a partner, I think, to Mulder on X-Files. Dana Scully. Looked just like this. No, that's not right. That's not true. I really like this one quite a bit. I actually liked it quite a bit as well when we were looking at the keychains. Still one of my favorites. Gonna put him right over there. Just don't want to knock him off his display stand. Moving along. Oh, we're getting out of line again. You, right over there. Yes, actually down by the produce section. All right, sir, are you checking out yet? You're getting some salad still? Well, when you're finished the salad, getting it, that is, come on up. I'm already basically just halted the entire lineup going through the register right now. People will ho and hum and I'm shopping elsewhere. I want to talk to your manager. It won't matter. Sir, when you're finished picking out your produce, come on up, and I'm going to serve you next. We have ourselves another double, another clone. Hashtag clones, no clones get stands. I can't even remember my own hashtag. No clones get stands. Right there, Bash Brain. You got 2 and 20, lived up to the packaging. 2 and 20, that's what we got. Put that right over there. Let's finish off the rest of this line so we don't have too many irate customers. Sure, you could shop elsewhere. I think my supervisor would probably be a little unhappy. Why are you sending so many people to our competitors is probably what he would say. I really wouldn't have an answer for him. I would just kind of go, huh? I don't know. And then I would go like this, just in the middle of the store. I would just say it's 23:20, 11 hours, 56 minutes left of time. And he would say, I don't know why you're pointing up. There's nothing there, but you're pointing up just to air. And then I'll reply with, I'm pretty much fired, aren't I? And he'll say, I think that would be the safe, logical next step. All right, well, thanks everybody. I'll be on my way out. The next one we have here is Swine Sucker. Swine Sucker. This one actually looks like the slime coming out from his nose, his mouth, and other areas, little pockets of flesh, are actually making up the slime stand that he's actually sitting on top of. Swine Sucker. This one actually doesn't sit as well either because it's got all this textured underside underneath. That's around his tummy. That's where the good meat is. So I'll just kind of put him down. Hopefully he won't fall over. Got a little good collection going on over here. We'll look at those later. Don't worry. We are getting down to the wire. We have now 7 left. This is the 7th in my hand. And let's see what we got here. The next one we have is Freaky Fullback. Freaky Fullback. Maybe he was a Falcons. I don't know. Maybe he played for the Falcons. What happened, by the way, in that game? I'm not a big football game guy. I don't like the football. I did watch it, though. What happened? They were doing well. Patriots came back. They did. Look at me sounding like an athlete guy. I'm a sports jock guy. I really am not. Really am not. Just put it in the context of what we're watching right now. We're watching Madballs. Do you think this guy has any semblance whatsoever of sports? I really don't. I watch wrestling, about it. There's the back of it. A gruesome, gruesome looking. I don't know what he is. Would he be a quarterback? I don't know. It says fullback. That told me. The name basically told me. Is he a quarterback? He says. Spot, just stick to reviewing. Somebody else says. He was about to type that down below. Just stick to reviewing. Do stick with what works for you. Because I can tell you, reciting things about football, that's not one of them. That's not your strongest suit. Let's see what we got for the next one, though. A display stand. Fell out. Oh no, look what we got. Look what we got. We got another clone. No stand for you. You know the hashtag. We're going to put that over there. Go sit with the others. You're awfully harsh, Spot. Awfully harsh. We're in a world now, we should be accepting of others. Absolutely, I agree 100%. I just draw the line when it comes to clones. That's all. Something a little eerie about, something off-putting about a clone. It begs the question, are there more of them out there? Here I am worried about one. Maybe there's like 7 or 8 clones. You know what that is? That's a clone army. That's a clone army. Didn't work quite well for Star Wars. Remember how well those clones worked out? Yeah. They knew. Palpatine was aware. He knew what was going on, making that clone army. We got ourselves another swine sucker. Swine sucker. We're going to put him over here with the others. I mean, I don't want you to think I'm being awfully harsh to them. It's not like I put them in like a little pen, feeding them fish heads or anything like that. I'm giving them proper living conditions over there. You just don't see it, that's all. We have 4 boxes left. If you just tuned in now, boy oh boy, you have missed a lot. This would be one of those videos you need to rewind. If you're starting this video halfway through, brother, you gotta back that up. You gotta back that truck up. Because there was a lot of stuff going on. Some would say too much stuff. He talked way too much in this video. Some would say bring it on. Bring it on. Dust Brain. This is 3 in 40. Which the probability number is a little off. 3 in 40, but we got 20 in the set. You know, there's a good chance that you would get at least one of them in the set. And we did. Dust Brain. Warrant's also getting a display stand going for him. We'll cut that open now. There we go. There we go. Get that cut open. And put him on top in all his wondrous splendor. Where's the rest of his body? I don't know. I don't know. What, do I look like a guy who investigates the missing bodies? That's not my job. Nor is it to commentate football. Neither profession would be really my calling. I tell you one thing I wouldn't mind getting into is fly tying. Those shows where they make fly ties. I love that stuff. I could watch that all day long. Oh, look what we got here. Hello there. We'll just kind of... Oh, no, we'll just kind of push you over there. We'll just add you to the others. Clone. Clone. All right, we're getting down to 2 last boxes. I certainly hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, despite all the ramblings that this guy has been saying during the course of this video. Another question I've received, before we just open up this bag, another question I've received is, Spot, do you script any of this stuff? Do you write this down? Do you know what you're going to say before you say it? No, I don't. I really don't. I drink a coffee, I set up my camera, I set up my lights, I sit down, and I let the magic unfold. I put that challenge out to any other reviewer out there. Some like to just cut their videos, you know, say something, cut it, say something, cut it. They have like 100 different clips that they put together. Then they say, oh, it takes me about 5 hours to edit a video. Well, that's because you don't know what you're going to say during the video. Just let it go. Look at the stuff that's been coming out of my mouth. I didn't know what I was going to say until I said it. Talked about clones, talked about hashtag, talked about handpicking people in a cashier's lineup. I throw that challenge to you. Next one we have, though, is Slobulus. What was that noise in the background? That was me. That was actually me. Slobulus, with some slime coming out of his mouth. One big eyeball. We can't omit that. Here I am talking about the slime coming out of his mouth. Look at the giant eyeball hanging out from its socket. And he's got a plate on the back of his head. It looks like there's almost a fingerprint. A fingerprint right there where it looked like somebody was painting it, was holding it with their thumb or finger. Maybe they were doing it like this. Does that not look like a fingerprint to you? I don't know. What do I look like? Forensics? I'm going to use that one day. I'm just going to, just out of random, somebody's going to say something. I'm going to say, what? Do I look like I'm in forensics? But sir, I was only really asking you where the orange juice was. Going back to the cashier. I actually don't work at a grocery store. I think it would be fun. I used to work at a grocery store a long time ago. I bagged people's groceries. Could you believe that? That was one of my earliest career opportunities. I worked at a grocery store bagging groceries and collecting shopping carts outside. Yeah, that does sound like fun, doesn't it? Lastly, the very last Madball that we got is Locklips. Locklips. One eye is missing. I don't know where that went, but his mouth has been locked shut. Don't you think if there's a guy that's got a lock on his mouth, he's got interesting stories to tell? I would find this guy and immediately look for the key. I'd be like, dude, if you got a lock on your mouth, I'm thinking you've got some good crap you want to be saying. Say away. There's the back of it right there. Oh, he's also got a hinge as well. That's kind of neat. I don't know why, maybe I didn't notice that before. I'm noticing it now, though. And just for that, sir, you also get yourself a display stand. Because you are the only one in this set. And I think he is one of the rare ones, too. Screaming Mimi, we only did get the one as well. I guess that's, we have to note that also as well. Okay, so now we've finished everything. Let's look through all the Madballs that we had to look at as we are now coming up to 32:05, still 11 hours, 47 minutes of video time. First one we had to look at was, or last one I should say, was Lock Lips. I don't know if I would want to lock lips with this fellow. Not at all. Really cool stands though. I'm going to actually put him in the box. He can just hang out in there. Oh, what stories he would tell. Next one we had, or one of the ones that we had, and try not to knock everything over. That would have been disastrous. Next one we had is Dust Brain. A staple for many Madball fans. Dust Brain people remember very well, very fondly. Also had Freaky Fullback. Freaky Fullback. Put him on the stand as well. Next, we had Swine Sucker. Swine Sucker. Swine Sucker. Gonna put him right in there as well. And we also got ourselves Slobulus. Slobulus. We'll put him in there as well. Okay. I'm gonna knock these over, I'm sure, sooner or later. Oh, I almost did. I almost did. You didn't see it, but I almost knocked over Fist Face. Next one we have is Skull Face. Skull Face. Put him in there. I don't even know why I'm putting him on stands. I could really just put the balls in there. No one would know different. Snakebait. He baits snakes. That's his job. I don't know what kind of money he's making out of this, but I would hope it's pretty good. At least benefits. At least let the benefits be good. And the next one we have is Bash Brain. I couldn't even see him down there. Bash Brain, right there. We've got a couple of Bash Brains. Bash Brain. Still, brain pretty much untouched. Just throwing it out there. I questioned the name on that one. Bash Brain. His brain's still pretty good. Fist Face. This was the only Fist Face that we received in this set. Fist Face. Put him in there. Let's see. We also got Hornhead. Hornhead. Put him in there. Oculus Orbis. We got two of those. I'll be making use of... I'll put one on display. I don't know what I'll do with the other one. Maybe I'll glue it to a cap. I'll just walk around with that stuck to a cap. Try not to knock all these boxes over in the process. Wolf Breath. Another rare one, only 1 of 20. Wolf Breath. Oof, breath is foul. Oof. Next one we have is Bruised Brother. Put him right there. And lastly, Screaming Mimi. Let's quickly, as we wrap up this video, let's look at the ones that we didn't get, the fallen heroes in this set. We did get all the ones on this one side, you know, from skull face down to fist face down below. And we flip it around. The only one we didn't get was Arg and question mark. I don't know what that is. We didn't get that one either. That's not bad though. Considering we got every other Madball in this case, we did ourselves pretty good indeed. If you guys like Madballs and want to get these in your collection, you can find them at your local comic book stores. Today's collectible spot, now 35 minutes in, we were having a look at the Kidrobot Madballs vinyl minifigures. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.